Yeah, we on. I think so. Yeah, we good.
Okay.
All right, Shalom.
Shalom.
First thing and foremost, we want to give all praises and glory and honor that's due to Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Bashem,
Ba'ashem,
Yahushai,
Yahushai,
Bashem,
Ba'ashem,
Rakakwadash.
Kakwadash.
I want to give double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Blessings and salutations be to the hopeful elect. It was in this gospel abroad, lifting up the standard of Yahweh, Bashem, Yahushai, wherever it may be. We the brothers here at GMS Kansas City Camp. Coming back just with a quick lesson. Nothing too deep, but we just kind of went over the movie Implanted. Several brothers have been talking about it for the last couple of days, and I myself, I saw the movie last year, and it's pretty straightforward. It deals with the MOTB, or the mark of the beast, deals with the implantable microchip, and how this thing is able to take over people's minds, because you have what they call transhumanism, okay, which trans goes into transcending. Humanism goes into like certain abilities that people are going to be able to engage in, like the metaverse and the particular technologies that people are currently enhancing themselves in. So with that being said, you have the concept of smart cities, smart apps, smartphones, okay, smart wallets, digital wallets, Amazon Go, Amazon to Pay, all these things, Google Pay.
That's right.
And it's all leading up to this new algorithm that they want to implant into people, because Esau Edom, what he's doing, he's setting up his left-hand priesthood, or his godhood, on the left-hand side, because he was rejected of the birthright, which was given to Jacob ultimately through the Spirit, which was the kingdom of heaven. So what Esau Edom is doing, he's forging a kingdom of heaven, but hell on the planet Earth, in the form of transhumanism. And that's what that movie Implanted was about, because if you look at the synopsis, basically the woman, she was basically in trouble, and she wanted a new life. She needed some type of excitement, because this modern day age just wasn't enough for their type of, how can I say it? It just wasn't, these people, they're like guinea pigs, or they're like pigs. They can't ever have enough food, so therefore they have to constantly be entertained. So this new form of life that everybody is gravitating to, like social media, Snapchat, Facebook, the metaverse, because basically Implanted dealt pretty much with the metaverse. Because if you look at that symbol when Implanted, it was basically the metaverse symbol, which goes into infinity. Okay, because if you look at a sideways 8 or M, or you ever played a video game and you took off the time, it's an infinity symbol, which constantly goes and goes and goes. And if you watch that movie Implanted and you look at the symbol of Lex, it was the same symbol in a roundabout way. So this devil, man, he's basically gearing up his new world order. And this is what the algorithm of the new world is going to be. Okay?
That's right.
So, precept.
I got 1 Peter 5:8.
What?
It says, "Be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about, seeking whom he may devour."
Right, seeking whom he may devour, because through think tanks, through algorithms, through smart cities, televisions, all this smart shit they came out with, the credit card, the new digital currency, all this is basically a test run to see how you people react to certain things, man.
Yeah.
Like if you ever watched that documentary, it's called The Social Dilemma, and it basically goes into how people's actions or reactions will be to certain aspects that's put in front of their face, so to speak, and how they're going to react to certain things. Like if you ever thought about steak dinners, or if you ever thought about computers or whatever particular video games, and you spoke that, 9 times out of 10 it'll pop up on your algorithm on the TV, you know.
That's right.
And that's the way that Esau Edom predictively programmed on a planet prophet through the left-hand priesthood to understand the mindset of you people, so he can know how to incorporate this.
And dealing with that concept of power. When a lion devours you, that means it's eating you. And that's pretty much how the people are being set up to be.
So it was gonna shut down. It's on. I got my apps on a timer and shit, so we'll fix it.
But dealing with the whole concept of cryptocurrency and what they're bringing attached to that, which is that C-hip, as brothers call it, the chip, implantable one. That's how he's gonna devour people, because he paints it with the picture of being convenient for your life, or this is the new thing. This will upgrade your life. This will make you feel better about yourself, or put you in a better position to advance in life. Because that's pretty much what the average person is doing. They have, but they have not. They have, but they don't have enough. They're always seeking something. They're always seeking more validation, more attention, more money, more clothes, more this and more that. That's why it's a trend for women to be getting BBLs because they want more attention, they want more money, they want more this, more that. So that's how Esau is pushing this thing to this is the next thing to make you fit in his social circle. And then also dealing with the concept of just being flat out desperate because when this C hip finally gets to the point of being made mandatory and widespread, most people will be in a position to where they're too scared of going without to take it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? They're gonna be in a point where they need it in their minds. They need it because they don't see any other way out. You know, but all in all, what Esau is doing, he's playing on you and your needs and your desperation, so he can make you a slave.
Right.
So he can make you a perpetual servant and plugged into his system. So now he knows your location at all times. He knows hell. He knows what you're thinking. Because this movie ain't so far fetched from reality. Because really, like the brother said, this lesson is based on a movie we were watching, dealing with the movie Implanted, right? Where this woman, she basically had to take this thing. It was like a thing that got inserted in her back. Where the scripture says it's gonna be on your right hand or your forehead. But even this devil Yuval Noah Harari says the time for, oh, this is just what I think, these are my independent thoughts, that's over. Now the new dictators will have the ability not just to tell you what to do, but to know your response to when they tell you to know what to do. In so many words, you know, I'm not quoting them directly,
Right.
but this what they're like. Just research the speeches of Yuval Noah Harari, and this is a guy. When you even look on his he actually has a Wikipedia page. It tells you one of his in his alma mater, the college he went to, one of the clubs he was associated with is directly funded by the Rothschilds, man. Directly funded by them. So this is reality, because the elites, they deal with something called was it when they put the truth and entertainment hidden in plain sight?
There's predictive programming.
Predictive programming, exactly. So this is just predictive programming for what they're bringing, man. You know what I'm saying?
Right, right, and that's the spirit. You say that because, like STEM, matter of fact, not STEM. I'm thinking of upgrade. This is like an upgrade of the upgrade. But basically, what Lex told her, she was like, well, the woman told Lex, like, well, look, you know, we're humans. You need us to survive X, Y, and Z. You're just a computer program. But she was like, well, yeah, that's true. But at the end of the day, you made your decision. Live with it. And she basically took control over it because it was a subconscious thing. Because when they put this thing into you, it attaches to you. You basically become an algorithm. You're basically being plugged up into the matrix, man. Right. You know, like if because the thing tried to time out.
Yeah.
Uh,
Your response. Yeah.
what about now? Can you hear us? Did the sound? Can you hear us? Go to the stream. If you can hear us, say con.
Time out. Yeah. Your response. Yeah, I think
Y'all
it's,
good? Okay, con.
Yeah, I'm
All right.
hearing sound.
Yeah, what happened was the phone was on a timer and it shut down the app. So there we go. The Water Brothers for letting us know.
Okay. So basically, like going back to that scripture in Mark the 8th chapter, what shall a man gain if he what shall a man profit if he gain the world but lose his soul? Well, you get certain amenities, right? Whether it's food or anything like that, but you selling yourself cheap because you exchange things you use for your soul itself, right? Because you use what? You need food to be satiated. You need water to drink. These are all things you want, but then you exchange your soul for that. Now you're not even in control of yourself no more. You're not, because look, the celebrities of this world, they have that same dilemma, because they sell out to Esau, wanting money, fame, and so forth. And this is what they wanted prior to becoming famous. It's what they dreamed about since a child and XYZ. Then they get it. So now they get the riches, they get the females, they get the cars and the clothes, but then these niggas gotta do sacrifices. They deal with demons, basically not doing what they want to do anymore. Their whole entire life is dictated to them by an evil force.
Right.
So really, what is it worth? And it shows you in that movie how how much mental turmoil this woman was going through. And she was all shaking her head, screaming,
and her eyes was glowing out red, man. Yeah, because they programmed her self-conscious. Basically, it took over. Basically, like what happened was when she was trying to go against Lex, it basically rewrote her thoughts and it made her comply. So every time her eyes turned up red, or it was basically like the left-hand side, it was a demon. Because towards the end of the movie, if you notice, she saw herself in a negative light, and then she had her righteous self looking at the bad self, and she just offed herself, man. Because you'd rather die before you are enslaved to this system. And this one thing that our people don't understand. They don't believe that this system is ultimately putting them in a gulag, so to speak.
Right.
You're being put in a trick bag, man. Because hey, what happens when you go to the grocery store and they ain't dealing with cash no more? They're gonna say, well, do you got your dig? And then what are you gonna say? Oh shit, what I need to feed my family, so I need to go down there and I gotta get that implant. Because that's gonna be the basis of society, man. Left hand energy. This is the new world order. We're living in it. Okay? And it's just a matter of time before Yahweh Shai set this thing going high. Because hey, they moving forth with it, man. Biden signed a bill dealing with transhumanism. Like we broke down earlier, trans being transcending, humanism goes into certain abilities. So they're gonna sell it to you people as in a form of being convenient. Oh, I can start my car up with the swipe of my hand. They showed you in the video the guy had a Tesla and he pretty much started this damn car up with the swipe of his hand, man. And when people see that, that's appealing to the mindset. That's very lucrative to them because the American people, they're fascinated with narcissism, with the fast life. They're fascinated with the accolades of the society. What can I do to get it quick? What's the best method of convene for me to enhance my life? And when they introduce this MOTB to you people, you're already going to be duped by it because they're going to push you in a corner that you have no choice. And then when you get it in you, then hey, you're going to be doing all types of bugged out shit. Because they went into the whole Merca virus. They went into the whole people that took the C19 juice, drunk the poison. And they stated that when they activate certain frequencies, people are literally going to be mindless zombies out here. Yeah. So for those of you that took that juice,
control. That might be what's going on in Harris County and out there in Houston, man. Niggas killing each other every day in that county.
Yeah.
I'll be seeing on my news feed on the YouTube, it's somebody getting killed or kidnapped damn near every day in Harris County, Houston, man.
Because they may be
I'm like, what the fuck? It's probably the people that took that thing. And now they turn it up to make them start killing and whatnot. You know, who knows? Well, Esau has many devices.
Well, con, and hey, that's the spirit you say that, man. Because hey, a lot of the people they're juiced up now. Okay, Esau didn't go to according to plan. I don't think he got the herd, so-called IMMUNITY or diplomatic immunity, so to speak, but herd on the foresight of that. But he got enough people to fall for the system. Now this guy Biden is talking about, oh well, the pandemic is over.
Right.
Wait a minute, you didn't force everybody to take the jab within 2 years. Now all of a sudden it's over. It's bullshit. So they putting you people in the trick bag, man.
In the news cycle, they strategically stopped talking about it for like, what is it, 5 6 months?
Yeah, because you remember it was
They
in the
probably
news
didn't
every
talk
day.
about it until maybe last spring.
Because
He
it
wasn't
was
talking about it, but they slowly stopped talking about it, and now all of a sudden he says that it's over.
it's over with.
But it's over just because the news says so. You
Because they
people are fucking dummies, man. But I bet you if it was still in the news cycle, no one would believe what Joe Biden said.
yeah, of
You know what I'm
course.
saying? That shows you that the scriptures say his tongue walketh throughout the earth.
God.
It's that, man.
Well, I got a precept. This is the book of Psalms 116, and I'm gonna start at verses 3. It says, "The sorrows of death compassed me, and the pains of hell got hold upon me, and I found trouble and sorrow." Okay, and this is the dire state that we're in. Okay, because the men of the Lord, we're in a constant state of grievance. Okay, mourning, complaining to Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, because of the injustices that's being done to the people, our people. Okay, starting with the election first. And we understand that Esau is coming with his unrighteous New World Order. He's going to set up a wicked dictatorship on this planet. And 2/3 of our people, they're going to fall right for it, man. Because, like, going back to the point the brother just made, Joe Biden said that the whole you dig is over with. But if they were propagating on TV, people would have still believed it. But if we told people that it was never no damn pandemic and that it was a bunch of crock of BS, they wouldn't believe us, man.
Yeah.
But you let this decrepit demon that walked off stage talking to himself
Yeah. And
tell you,
that's how you know that
yeah.
whole mass media. There's gonna be a huge mass media push at the time when this gets made popularized for people to start taking it.
Mm.
They might start subtle, with commercials here and there, have certain celebrities take it, or they might just be outright and get to it. Like with that whole jab shit, that shit was sudden. It was like they was talking about how scary the virus was for about 6 months. And then all of a sudden they come up with the solution. Oh, you got to take this. Then they went and pushed that so-called solution, which we know what the solution was, for longer than they said the VRUS was out.
Well, they got a new thing now though. Since that ain't worked, now they talking about this climate change, this whole climate lockdown shit. Brother brought out earlier in one of his videos, he stated that his mother basically told him that in order for people to get medical supplies, they got to be dispersed to different regions in case of potential lockdowns.
Right.
So this whole climate change shit. So now Esau's within phase 2 of his program. Because if you look at the five phases of what Esau Edom was gonna do by 2022, the end of this year, he was supposed to reinstate lockdowns, or he was supposed to come into some type of medical tyranny or some medical martial law. Okay, well, under some type of global or some type of climate change. Now they're following tier because the Lord got them on a time frame. But see, all this is tying hand in hand because Revelation 12:12, he's coming down with great wrath. And I want to finish this precept. It says here, "Then I called upon the name of Yahweh. O Yahweh, I beseech thee, deliver my soul." And that's the spirit that we're going to be in as the elect, the hopeful elect, calling on the name of the Lord. Because, hey, brothers, they getting ready to put the squeeze on brothers, man, and people in general. Okay? Like in that movie, prime example, one thing that stood out was the fact that if she didn't comply with that, it would have killed her ass. And then she had a grievous sore upon her back. Hey, Lex told her, she said, basically, I can make your life miserable or I can help you, but you got to do what the hell I tell you to do. But she had that grievous sore in the middle of her spine. According to Revelation, was that the 16th chapter, I think? Those that took the MOTB, grievous sores fell upon them, which is a cancerous type thing. Okay, because, hey, you get that MOTB, it's going to create more complications in your body. Forget it can program your mind up to the matrix. You can order a pizza telepathically. You can start up the vehicle with your mind. But at the end of the day, it's going to have a detrimental effect. Mainly on you Negro, Latino, and Native American, because you are the Israelites. And the Most High put his name on you. not Esau, Edom. Okay?
That's right.
What
I
you got, brother?
This is the book of Ecclesiastes 9 and 12. It says, "For man also knoweth not his time, as the fishes that are taken in an evil net, and as the birds that are caught in the snare. So are the sons of men snared in the evil time, when it falleth suddenly upon them."
Right, man, and we're in an evil time now. Evil goes into bad times. Eve time, vil means ill. You know? And hey, you got caught by default into this snare because you're so complacent on the fantasies around you.
Right.
Okay, you got the concept of a job, you got the concept of money, you can travel freely, you got passport niggas. Okay, you got metaverse, which basically in that movie they showed you the metaverse. When she said I want to be alone into a place of refuge, basically she put on the goggles. They didn't show you that, but in her mindset she was in a place of so-called peace until it tormented her, man. Because what you people don't understand, when you get linked up to this Internet of Things and they put you in a metaverse, 9 times out of 10 you die in the metaverse, you can die in real life. Because Morpheus said it. Neo asked him, he said, well, look, I thought you said the Matrix wasn't real. He said, but if I die in the Matrix when I die in real life, Morpheus said, hey, the body can't live without the mind. And when you go into metaverse, it goes into infinity, but also, matter of fact, look up meta real quick, bro.
The definition
of meta. Yep. Because when you in this alternate reality and you're totally immersed in that, it'll take over your psyche and your spirit. It's like being possessed. All right. And I'm going to finish reading down. It says here, gracious is Yahweh and righteous. Yes, our power is merciful. But the Lord preserveth the simple, and I was brought low, and he helped me. Because in this time we living in, we're going to lose possessions. We're going to lose homes. We're going to lose family. We're going to lose different benefits that we once so-called held dear to ourselves, man, in order to get a foothold in this society. Family, friends, children. Okay?
It says, meta, denoting change of position or condition. Denoting position behind, after, or beyond.
After, behind, or beyond, okay? And when you enter the metaverse, you're beyond an alternate reality. Because this is your reality, getting up, going to work, eating pizza, okay, having sex, getting on Facebook and Instagram. And that's all boring. It gets old. But in a metaverse, you're able to manipulate your alternate reality. You could become a lawyer. You could become the next Rick Ross. And when you become fully immersed in that, like what was a Ready Player One, you're going to be totally immersed in an alternate reality that will consume you. And you got the MOTV, is going to be perfect. You're going to have the whole, it's like getting the PlayStation 5 with the headsets, with the memory cards, with the virtual reality shit. You got the whole goddamn package. So you're completely immersed in that alternate reality. And it's going to take you to levels that you've never thought. To the point you people, it's like a drug. And what happens when you overdose off drugs? You die. You know?
And that's what these elites want the people to get trapped up in. False realities, false hopes. Because he's the devil. And what he would never admit to you is that this earth, this is where the real paradise is. Of course, you know, you do have the spiritual world, which is better than this earth, which is where the Heavenly Father dwells. But you're supposed to be able to enjoy the fruits of your labor while you're on the earth. And that just shows you how through most people, he wants to get people to, is that you have to escape reality by going into some fucking digital world, man.
Oh, but they showed you, it was how many Jakes was lined up for that shit.
Yeah, it was Jake.
It was nothing but Jakes pretty much, man. And Jake, they was low in the decrepit state.
They showed it a flashback because the woman who took the thing in the movie was an Edomite woman. It's all centered around how she was being controlled and manipulated by it. But it showed you, it flashed back to the part where she took it, and there was 3 Jakes lined up. There was 3 Southern Kingdom and then a Northern Kingdom woman. That's the only other people that they showed that had also took it in that part. So that show you what they know, who is the desperate, because I believe they were all, it was like a medical procedure that was like a test where you got certain money for taking it. You know what I'm saying? That show you that's who they want to target. Because who's the poor of this world? Jacob. Israel. Israel is the poor So Israel is the people that can easily be manipulated.
Right.
Because being poor puts you in a state of desperation, like we mentioned, the people being desperate. So this is Esau, man. He's crafty. He will never tell you what this is all about. This is all about who we are and who he is.
Mm-hmm.
He's the devil. He's the devil. When you read Job 9 and 24, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He
Right.
wants the earth to keep being in his hand, while the true kings, which is the poor, which is the Israelites, he wants to keep us at the bottom. That's what it's all about. And he's trying to kill two birds in one stone with the so-called hip by consolidating his power, by making every person reliant upon his system to X you out or join him through taking it. All right? And that way, no Israelite will rise up above his status.
Because it's basically forging a birthright out of Jake's hand. He's like, well, since I didn't get the birthright, I'm going to force it. He said, if I can take as many Israelites with me, then, hey, if they can't get it, I can't get it. But see, Esau, he counted out the elect being risen up. Because you have a group of people on the planet Earth to this day, and you have some in the spirit world that have that testimony, that have that song of Moses, that's singing that new song as we speak. That's the hopeful elect, okay? Instead that we got victory over the beast through the word or through the word of our testimony and the blood of the Lamb. And that's what's going to help us overcome this devil through this word, through this understanding, through having faith in Yahweh Shai. Because we're not going to be able to take this devil down physically or any type of guns or any type of carnality, but through the word of the testimony, because you're going to have a certain group of men that don't yield to this beast system. Like it tells you in Psalms, I forget where it's at, it tells you basically that basically he who conceded create great offenses, man, in the time of the enemy. Because a lot of you Jakes, you are conceding. You conceded, you took the jab, okay, because you was afraid, your jobs were threatened. Like my own mother, she was afraid to tell me she took the jab. I had to find out through a third party she took the WAP, man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because she conceded to this system. And it says it caused great offenses. I was offended in it, but I wasn't surprised at it because we understand that the Lord is dealing with a certain remnant that's going to sing this song of Moses, this new song, which is it's the same song we've been singing, but it's renewed in the planet Earth because the elect have obtained what Yahweh Shai wanted us to obtain, okay? And I got a precept real quick. Going back to what we're saying, this is the book of Psalm 64:1. It says, hear my voice, O power, in my prayer, and preserve my life from the fear of the enemy, okay? And this is a psalm of David, asking the Lord to preserve him from his enemies because, hey, King David was a mighty man. But, hey, he was put to flight by his enemies. His own son wanted to kill him.
Yes, right.
Okay? Saul wanted to kill him.
Yeah.
You see? And he's praying to Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai to preserve his spirit. So how much more spirit we ought to be in this coming time? Because, hey, this devil, man, he's getting ready to come down with excruciating wrath on people. And you niggas ain't even seeing it. You're blinded by it, man.
And that's why it's so spiritual that they put that in a movie where it was like this woman, she was in a dark room, and the TV was flashing,
spirit,
and it said the P-demic,
yep,
and it also said the C-19.
The C-19, and it said implantable.
That whole situation mirrors what's happening right now because just like Esau back then, he told you, look, take it, it's going to save your life. But he's not telling you what he really wants to do, because this is about killing people. That whole thing was a test run for what's about to happen. Just like what we said, we was telling you about that thing, not to take it. People still took it. They didn't want to listen.
Yep.
You see? There was plethora of information and skepticism about taking that thing. But Jake, hard-headed, I want to keep my nursing job. I want to travel. I want to get on a plane. I want all this vain shit, but you risking your life, man. You're a fucking dummy. When you heard information that you would literally die behind taking this shit, Jake. A plane, a nursing job, okay. All right, nigga.
And what's so crazy, everybody that didn't take it still got their jobs.
Right, yeah.
We still got our jobs, man.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
Exactly. Some brothers, they lost their situation and so
did.
forth, but, you know.
Lord bless them with something else.
Get put in a different one, you know, because a lot of people are seeing that as BS, but it's going to mirror it in the fact that when we say it's about control. Esau, he could cut you out of society. He could do this. He could do that. He could do that. Some way, somehow, these wicked, ignorant demons are still going to ignore all the facts when this thing comes out and still take it. Because like the scriptures we took is how the sons of men are snared in that evil net. They have no idea what's happening. Like a bird. A bird is ignorant when it gets trapped up in a snare. Like a bird trap, they don't know that they're going to get caught in that. They just think, oh, I'm flying about. I'm going to go catch a worm. Then they get caught up. You know? Same thing with these individuals that's going to end up taking that thing. You know? And for some people as well, they will be aware of the negative effects. They'll be aware of how it's gonna mess you up. But the thing is, they stand in fear. Like a lot of people that took the jab, right? They knew it was a possibility that they could get jacked up, and believed it, but they were so scared and so fearful of Esau's report that they say fuck it anyway and just took it. So it's gonna be the same thing, but it's beautiful because it shows you how close we are to Yahweh Shem Yahushai, his judgment being released, because this is a mark of who is his servant and who's not. See, these people that end up taking it, it's automatic, clear, cut, and dry that they have been sealed to be destroyed. All right? They are sealed. They are the people that are sealed to get caught up in the final judgment of the Most High, to be put to death. And I show you that in a grand scheme of things, you know, this is Yahweh Shem Shai operating. Because for certain people, it's not like we're going to press you to not take it. If you're going to go ahead in that day and take it, motherfucker. Because that just means you're not of the Lord. You're not of Yahweh Shem Shai. It's our job to make our people that are ignorant aware, and our people that ultimately are chosen, the elect, chosen for salvation, to make them aware unto their salvation until they can know what to do in that time. But all these masses and multitudes of people that end up getting caught up in this, they're chosen for that. Because look at what they're doing. Look what they've been doing all their life. Look what they've been doing in previous years. Homosexuality, the women proud as hell, out here dressing indecent. Like you got the black women talking about making abortion songs now about murder, making remixes about killing their babies, man. So these are the same people that's gonna take it. So fuck them.
Well, at precept, this is the book of Sirach 12. And I'm gonna start at verses. Let's start at verses 10. It says, "Never trust thy enemy, for it's like an iron rusted, so is his wickedness." Okay, never trust in Esau, Edom. Going back to the point we stated, a lot of Jakes was lined up in that line to take this man's mark because they was out of desperation and they put trust in their enemies. And you can tell a lot of Jakes, they wasn't with it, but they was doing it out of the form of being desperate, because they didn't have any other choice. Why? Because they was missing the main ingredient, which was the understanding of these scriptures, the truth. Okay, you had niggas in there with beards on their face conceding to the so-called white man. Okay, and that's all according to the scriptures. That's why it says never trust thy enemy, because Esau was asking them questions when they was getting ready to sign that disclaimer, and they was like, well, X, Y, and Z. Jake like, well, I don't know, I think so. They was unsure about it, man. Which shows you which side they've taken. They've taken the side of the devil.
Yeah.
You know?
Scriptures tell you to not be ignorant of anything big or small.
Come. And it says here, though he humbled himself and go crouching, yet take good heed of him and beware of him. Okay? Meaning you gotta be aware of this devil. You have to go back into the history and look at the account of what he's done to our people.
Yeah.
Okay, going back to the Tuskegee Airmen. Okay, going back to the Mexican-American War.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, the Spanish Inquisition. Okay, the taking down of the tribes, the Gullah Wars. You got to go back into all those historical accounts and see that this man has a track record of murder and deceit, man.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, because the scriptures say by deceit and by unrighteous dealings, the kingdom was translated from one to another. Because Esau's system is thriving off deceit, okay, and murder. And a lot of you tribes gonna get caught up in it.
Yeah, when you ask Jake who their enemy is, they'll tell you a nigga.
Another nigga.
That shorted them from change some
They'll
years back.
never say
You know what
Esau.
I'm saying? Yeah, because
Never.
that's how Jake views what an enemy is or what it's not.
Mm-hmm.
They don't have the wisdom of the scriptures to understand the enemies of Israel are other nations, other nationalities, in other words, other races.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's why, going back to the 60s and so forth, racism was so stigmatized. Well, really, you should be about race and you should view the other nations as your enemies, i.e., your competitors. Because what we're competing for dominance. You know what I'm saying? For dominance of the earth. That's what it's all about. That's what it's always been about. Races enslave other races. You see? Tribalism, in other words.
God.
But, Jake, since you don't acknowledge Esau as your enemy, you still are partial to the shit that he pushes. And you have a degree of variability. Oh, well, maybe I'll be okay if I listen. Maybe I can live a decent life if I actually do take it. Yeah, he did some fucked up shit, but maybe nah, man, nah.
They hoping for that. They putting their faith in Egypt, because like think about it, man. You got TGs, you got Momoism, and you get some of the things on the comment board, brother. But they got all types of shit. Like, is that a righteous life? Like, they're promoting deathhood in this place, man. Is that what we supposed to concede to? They give us Christianity, they give us Egyptology, they give us all the ways of death, but they're not giving us the concept of life. They're not giving us the law, statutes, and when have they ever told you to keep the law, statutes, and commandments, man? Okay, like you got this whole plant-based life, technically, which we should be living on, plant-based, because plants and humans, that's unison, man. Okay, because the scriptures refer to men as trees, and trees, like it tells you in the book, I think it's Sirach, if I'm not mistaken, but basically, no, matter of fact, no, it's Salakia. That's in I think that's in Deuteronomy. Basically about
Uriah posted a precept.
Cutting down certain trees, man. Like you could cut down certain trees to build homes, but certain trees you leave because you have fruit. Okay, you eat off certain trees. You use certain trees to build fortresses, weapons, and so forth, garrisons. Okay, but see what Esau Edom does, he tells you to destroy these things, which is a natural way of life. Okay, but how is that promoting a righteous aspect? How is that elevating your society to thrive on a spiritual level? Okay, they give you Christianity, which that shit is played out. They give you all these different religions. Now they give you transhumanism, and everybody's fucking miserable, man. You go out in traffic, everybody's blowing horns, people are dying in the middle of traffic. Niggas are getting in shootouts on the highway because they're stressed out. Okay, because they don't know when their next meal is gonna come. They all juiced up. And he's talking about go ahead and take the chip. But how is that making anything better, man?
Yeah. That's why the scriptures call Babylon the oppressing city. This is a city, in other words, a government of people who are in rulership that are set up to oppress you, man. They're not here to be your friend or to have an upstanding government. And see, you're fooled by what's happening. And see, most you people are just ignorant. You just give these people football and somewhere to shit and somewhere to sleep and they good. You know what I'm saying? These people are ignorant, man. I got the precept brother posted. It says, at 2nd Ezra 16 and 40, O my people, hear my word, make you ready to thy battle, and those evils be even as pilgrims upon the earth.
Right, and a pilgrim is a person that moves around. Okay? You move around. Being ready, and read that again. Let's get some more meat off the bone.
At 2nd Ezra 16 and 40, O my people, hear my word. Make you ready to thy battle.
Make you ready to the battle. Okay, how are we making you ready to the battle? By pushing the prophecies, telling you, bringing out accounts like the movie, man. Going into World War III, telling the people that the MOTB is going to be a physical, is going to be something they're going to put inside you, man. And that's going to open you up to a plethora of this man's technology. Transhumanism, merging man and machine, man. They showed you that in a movie called Terminator 3, The Rise of the Machines. They merged man and machine. Now, if you really pay attention to the Matrix and you go into the Terminator movies, they're basically crossover movies. Because when Morpheus went into the whole concept about the war between the machines and the humans, and when they pretty much shot, I think it was they shot like a bomb or atom in the sky and everything was pretty much blackened out. That was talking about that war that was talking about in Terminator 2. Because it was a crossover, man. Because they merged man and machine. So how is that living a profitable life? How are you enhancing your way to Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai by dealing with transhumanism, dealing with the artificial reality that's not true, like in that movie I, Robot. Okay, now they got these sex dolls that you born with a real chick. The fucking sex doll can do a 360 spin off the roof and come and spin on your ride, man. How is that profitable to sustain life? You sitting up here putting your seed in a doll? You ain't procreating like that, man. So this man got to be stopped, man. He has to be taken down.
Yeah.
Because, hey, clearly the way he's running his world is counterproductive.
Yeah.
The animals all stressed out. You got fucking birds chirping at goddamn 12 o'clock at midnight, man. Here you trying to get a good night's sleep. You got fucking birds chirping at 2 o'clock in the morning. And you got to be up at 4:30. That shit is off, man. All right? And reading on more, 12 and I'm going to start at 11. It says, though he humbled himself and go crouching and yet take good heed and beware of him. And thou should be
become like your friend.
Yeah.
When he humbles himself, that's him speaking them smooth words.
Yeah.
That prime example right now, a lot of press coverage have been happening with the so-called royal family.
Mm.
There are people that will get on, oh, well, you know, like my mom, she was a great woman.
Which that was a ritual. That was
like,
a ritual. Yeah. And that,
these people, they present themselves as being like that, but inwardly, they're looking to destroy and devour.
Yeah. Because the scriptures say that what have thou have done to tame my covenant in thy mouth. That whole thing with the queen, that was a ritual. Okay, I forgot the brother from the UK brought it out, but basically they have a ceremony. It's called shit. I was looking at it earlier.
Wand.
What is it called?
The broken wand.
Broken wand. Basically, yep. And the broken wand is a ceremony that goes into basically a feast of magicians, so to speak. Okay.
You got it.
It goes into basically like magicians or magi's, which the modern day Chaldeans are your Rothschilds, your elites. Okay, your queens of England, which she was on a low level. Okay, she was just set up as a hierarchy over the lower level populace, but it was nothing important about her. She wasn't a righteous woman. But you got Jake mourning for the queen when she was down with pushing this troll transhumanism nonsense. Okay, about eugenics, about what's another word for that? About systematic racism. Okay, kidnapping children, etc. These people hate you. Okay, and this whole new world order based transhumanism is basically setting you people up to give away your birthright, man. Talking about you Negro, Latino, and Native American. It's to do away with the birthright. And you're walking right into it. Why? Because you're not taking heed to the voice of the prophets, which is the voice of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. Okay? And it reads here, it says, and set him not by thee, lest when he overthrown thee, he stand up in thy place. Okay, and that's his mindset. If he was to get every Negro, Latino, and Native American to take the MOTB, he can say, look, Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, your people, they didn't fail for the okie doke. Now you got to give me the ultimate defeat or the ultimate victory by default. Because your people, they sold you out. Now you got to give us, now we got to get the birthright. Your people is destroyed. Now you have nothing else to do. Now you got to give me back my birthright. But see, this devil is stupid as hell.
Yeah.
Because the scriptures say, hey, if you're able to measure out the heavens and the earth,
right,
or the bottom genders of the earth, the Lord will do away with us. And he'll destroy everything. So even if you did manage to make every Negro, Latino, or Native American take that MOTB or that charagma, the Lord gonna destroy you any goddamn way.
Right.
So you're done regardless.
Because brothers from Atlanta, I just seen this on their feed. They're doing a sit down about how we're already in a recession right now, and that plays into what's going on with the C-hip, because a recession, economic bad times, that's all playing into that era of desperation. Because they said I seen something. They said the stock markets are the same way it was in 2020 when they started reporting about the pandemic, and the stock market got hella unstable, and this and stocks just plummeted. They didn't have its value because investors were scared. The market became volatile. So the fact that here September 2022 and now it looks like how it did back then, the media coverage don't match that. You see, because now people are asleep. They're not worried about no disease, but the economy right now truly is tanking. So we're gonna see some heavy shit October, November, December, uh, 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 January, February. Just gonna get worse and worse and worse, decline worse and worse and worse, because they want to tank the dollar. The dollar must be destructed and then restructured in a digital form, built back in a digital form. But before the digital comes, the physical must go. Right? That's the part of that whole thing about meta, because meta just deal with above. It deals with crossing, changing over to the next phase, changing over from what things are right now until what it will be. It's going to change from the physical, the fiscal money, in order to change to the digital money. You see, this is Esau's vain device. You know what I'm saying? This is the devices of men. The scriptures tell you, I have made man upright, but he has sought out many inventions. These are one of the vain inventions of men, because the scriptures contain within itself how to fully live on the earth upright without adding anything to it. You know what I'm saying? And could you have inventions? Could you make this or come up with that or clothing? Yes. But the basis and the foundation is supposed to be the scriptures.
Life, yeah.
But the foundation of the rulers that be, their foundation is Satan. Their foundation is Baphomet. So if that's their foundation, they're not going to do nothing but come up with mad shit, man.
Right.
Evil, wicked shit. That's all they can do. Yahweh Shem Shai is none in them. He said, the prince of this, Yahweh Shai said, the prince of this world cometh, which have none in me. You see? So that's why we see all this evil shit being poured out. And it's a blessing to know who these people really are, because then you can see it, you understand it. But see, the average person looks at the so-called white man as like at the worst, they'll call him like a conqueror or a colonizer. But you know, this man is straight up fucking evil incarnate, man. He's fucking evil. We say he's the devil, we mean it. That's just not us speaking, oh, we hurt black man. Fuck no. Of course, everybody knows the treatment and the rapport between so-called black man and the so-called white man. So if anybody, of course, we would call the devil, but we don't just call him the devil because of that. We call him the devil because he's the fucking
He's
devil.
devil.
He's evil, man. And he has nothing in your on his itinerary but your fucking suffering, man. He has nothing on his fucking plans but to fucking pound you to dust. All right? We say that through the spirit, and you people are gonna find out. Just like when we watch this movie. So if you listening to this video and you unsure, watch the fucking movie Implanted. AI, look, AI represents who programs it. What do you think? Okay, if King David came up with an AI, don't you? It would be righteous, right? It would be a righteous robot. You see what I'm saying? But then these fucking AIs is wicked. Why? Because who created it? The fucking devil, man.
Well, then the scripture said that many men sought out many inventions. God just goes into that, man. All right. Well, this is the book of Psalm 64, and I'm gonna start at verses 2. It says, "Hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked." The scriptures refer to them as the wicked. Okay, and this is talking about Esau. Many men have sought out many inventions. That's why when you go back into the Tower of Babel during the time of Nimrod, the Ethiopian or the Cushite, basically what happened was the angel came down and confounded the languages, because men was conspiring to build up a temple or a tower to pretty much go into the heavens, man. And the Lord came down and confounded the language, which goes into Babal, which means confusion. Because at that time, everybody spoke the common language of Hebrew. But the Lord, he confounded the dialect, so to speak. So therefore, the other nations, they couldn't really converse or understand another's tongue. They had to go into intense studies to find out, okay, what is this dialect? What is that? Like if you go to a so-called Mexican, right, and you're not versed in the language of Spanish, you're going to have a hard time understanding what that guy is saying. So you can't reciprocate what he's trying to tell you, and you can't relate to what you're trying to tell him, because there's no understanding. There's confusion there, okay? Like we're reading, the Most High confounded the languages, okay? Which Babal means confusion. But it says here, who whet their tongue like a sword and bend their bows to shoot their arrows, even bitter words, okay? And those bitter words are shit like, hey, the so-called you is the real people of the Most High. Jesus was a so-called white man, which that Christianity shit is played out. And anybody that's teaching that Christianity is the MOTB, that's played out. They're done with religion, man. Okay, that was during the time of what you call the Renaissance period. We didn't have technology then. Okay, we had the power of influence, influential power through words, reasoning, okay, conversion, stories from the history, in pictures, man. People will see something and they'll see a crown on Queen Mary being a so-called white woman, and they will already think that is being superior. But now they have technology, which is Esau's God right now. Okay, they have technology, transhumanism, that's able to shape the mind. Okay, downloading algorithms in particular images into your mind to make you out to be something like in a damn a Wi-Fi movie, man. Like the whole neural link. Neural link goes into basically the imaging of the mind. Neural means the mind. Linking your mind up to machine. Paraplegics are walking again, you know. Watching the movie Upgrade, basically dude was in a car crash, which was sabotaged by the way. They put stem in him. Now the nigga became a super soldier, man. You see? And they're gonna sell that to you people in the form of something that's beneficial. But it's a backside to that. Because it comes with a cancer and ultimately comes with judgment from Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. You see? And it reads here, and it says that they may shoot in secret at the perfect. Suddenly do they shoot at him and fear not. We're going back to the point we made. And you had a lot of Jakes in that movie. Just for that particular scene. Now, in the beginning, they had a nigga that pretty much gave up the ghost or the spirit because ultimately he was being controlled by the program. But later on in the movie, when Jake was lining up for that test experiment for the money or for the shekels, it was 90% niggas in there. Yeah. Not knowing why they wanted to do it. They were just rock bottom, hit a bad place, probably was behind the bills. Baby mama probably stressing them out. No baby formula. You know, the bitch wasn't breastfeeding like she should have. And then Jake went down there and got the shit put in him and became an assassin, man. Okay? And it reads here, it says they encourage themselves in an evil matter. It says evil, okay? Not righteousness. Because if Esau was righteous, he would tell you that this is a wicked thing. But the scriptures say that his spirit is not upright in him. So why would you trust a man ultimately because he has power? Because his face is on the money, the talisman? And that's a big thing with Jake. Oh, we gonna follow whose face is on the money. Well, that money is witchcraft. It's a talisman, man. Because how many people have been killed in money? In a name of for the love of the money. Being gunned down in cold blood off the American talisman, man. And to show you that it's witchcraft, because, hey, if you look, to show you that it's witchcraft, because I believe it's like on the back of the $5 bill or the $20 bill, one of those dollar bills, when it looks like a plethora of trees, but if you zoom in on it, it's basically a nigga being lynched in front of the White House. And what it appears to be trees, those are actually people in a crowd watching a nigga being lynched on the back of the fucking $5 bill. And you niggas buy that shit up, man. All right? But go ahead, bro. You got it.
The definition for encourage, it says the act of trying to stimulate the development of an activity, state, or belief, persuasion to do or to continue something. And that's Esau's pride, because these devils come out, and that's how they basically are bold in furthering their devices, is because they're so proud. That, oh yeah, we did this. We took out the Negroes. We put them on slave ships. We got everybody wearing business suits. What can't we do? That's how he talks. That's how he believes in himself. We changed the monetary system already. People stopped trading silver and gold for our fucking worthless paper. We got people using paper. So he encourages himself because he sees how prosperous he's been in times past and thinks that success is going to translate to the future, which that's not true. Because Yahweh Shem Shai said what does it say? He disappointed the devices of the crafty. See, these devils are crafty. You know what I'm saying? They sit there and conjure certain evil plans. And they've done this for a millennia. They've done time after time all the different things that they wanted to put into play. They first have secretly met and planned and coordinated it and executed it so they could be called crafty. You know what I'm saying?
Hold up. Who's this guy, Wesley Curry? All right, he said, yeah, he said he's a demon.
Yeah, he's a demon.
Yeah, because it says, for one thing, it says, when you fall dead in the street with great scabs, when Jesus say, for one thing, the name of the Lord is not Jesus. That's your first mistake, dude. Second of all, put it back up. With great scabs, we gonna have to make a brother a moderator of the chat, man, because we gonna niggas like, man. It says, I do not know you. Would an Omni tattoo be on your right hand and wrist, or laser branded on your forehead? Who said anything about a tattoo? We ain't talking nothing about tattoos, man. We're going into a plantable mark that's gonna be in your right hand and your forehead, and even people that don't receive that, that's in a wicked spirit, they can still get jacked up because you're gonna have Israelites that don't take the MOTB that's gonna still be destroyed.
Exactly.
Okay.
That's probably a guy from IUIC under a fake name, man.
Could be.
So you guys from IUIC, you could just go somewhere, man. You're gonna be destroyed.
You are Allah.
That's
man, hey man, get the fuck out this chat, man. Beat it, scoffer. Get your ass out of here, man. We ain't dealing with you. Somehow Allah. Well, hey, call on Allah when the nuclear missiles come and see how far you get. Damn demon. You always gotta fucking troll in the middle of the sermon. It's just typical demon.
Then cometh Satan.
Yeah, con. Anyway, so let's finish this Psalm 64. And it says, they encourage themselves in an evil matter, and they commune of laying snares privately, and they say, who shall see them? Okay? And it says, they search out iniquities, they accomplish a diligent search. And this is why Esau have those different agencies set up on the earth. Okay? You got NASA, which that's dealing with the space to observe or to spy on the heavens for when the Yahweh Shai and the angels come back. But you have the CIA, the FBI, KGB, you got the NSA, okay? You got the MI6, MI5, okay? You got the Interpol, you got all types of organizations under these alphabet deities that's set up to spy on Yahweh Bashim, Yahweh Shai, his men, and they set up grievous laws. Because basically those modern day agencies, they're nothing but modern day Jesuits, man. Okay, because with the Jesuit order, basically all knowledge came through Jesuits in order to promote a particular order on the earth. Okay, like your modern day Jesuits, they're nothing but gatekeepers. Okay, that's why you got the CIA. They able to go to Iran or Iraq and set up women getting out of order, tossing jihadis or hijabs on the ground and burning. You know, shit like that. They manipulate certain world events to spin the narrative to promote democracy. That's all the CIA is there for. You see what I'm saying? And they do the same thing with these think tanks when they want to set up different programs, the MOTB, all these things. And this is what Esau Edom does, man. Okay? And it reads, it says, both the inward thought of every one of them and the heart is deep, which the heart goes into the Hebrew word lab, which means your mind. So they think these out, okay? They think of every possible scenario. If this don't work, let's go to step B. Step B don't work, let's go to B.5. If that don't work, let's go to step C. Like with the whole pandemic thing, it worked to a certain degree, but people stopped buying the narrative. This is why YouTube came out with that whole bullshit now about, well, we're not gonna flag anybody else because we was basically perpetuating a lie. Well, you been knew it was a lie, man, but you was taking brothers' videos down unjustly. So for all you people out there that's into the worldly aspects, into your monetary value, if I was you people outside of this truth, I would sue fucking YouTube for billions of dollars, because a lot of you preppers, a lot of you people that brought out valuable information regarding the situation we was in since 2020, you've had your videos taken down unjustly. So all of you should sign a petition and you should sue YouTube, man. They got the money. This is a fucking billion-dollar organization. They got the money to pay you out a couple of $100,000, man, for your troubles and heartaches. Because people was ready to fucking kill themselves because their channels got taken down. You know? So, hey, have at it. But bring out that precept in Revelation 13, and we're going to shut it down after that, because we gotta bring that out. We're going to bring it out in 13, and we're going to go to 14, and we're going to end it.
This is Revelation 13.
Start at 15.
Verse 15, it says, and he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, That the image of the beast should both speak
Right,
and call.
and now we know the image is going into everything in the system from the C19 to the belief system to the different gods to the religions. Everything is based on an image because when you think of an image, it's a trajectory of a picture. It's something you see and it's something you want to emulate or replicate. Okay, but in this movie, it was really speaking to her as far as the mark was actually talking to her and controlling her every move. Okay, she tried to rebel against it, but hey, it broke her down because she didn't have control over herself anymore because she's giving her alliance over to this system. Okay, go ahead.
Kind. It says, so like I lost my place. Let me go back to
You
it.
15, yeah.
That the image of the beast should both speak and cause as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed.
Right, and what happened was when she already got engrafted into this system, basically she didn't want to worship it no more. And what happened? It said if she said, "Look, if you don't do this, then die right now." The other assassin that was pretty much after her because she found one of the top programmers of that algorithm, and they was going to try to take it out of her. But as soon as she went there, the guy came up and shot the damn programmer, and then the algorithm told the guy to kill the other chick with the fucking Lex in her, and he said, "I don't want to do it." And then the fucking algorithm said, "Well, hey, you know what? You've done well, but we don't need your services no more," and clipped his ass.
That's Esau, man. Making nothing of men's blood. See? Scriptures tell you how the Lord made man.
The nigga said, "You done good. We don't need your
Yeah.
services anymore."
Kill him.
And that's what Esau to say to you on a job. Like you could put 25 years into a career, man. All right, you could be on time. You could be 30 minutes ahead of your shift every day you work. And 1 minute he don't need you or he finds you expendable, he'll cut you off, man.
Yep.
He'll
Lord
cut
made,
you off.
Man in his image. So that whole concept of killing like that and disposing of so-called human beings is wicked. Because even in our kingdom, no one's gonna get killed of a just cause, of an unjust cause.
No.
Oh, we just gonna put you to death because you didn't listen to us. No, it's not gonna be like that. You get the ultimate sentence of death by committing sins worthy of death.
Yeah, if you don't listen to it, we just gonna beat the shit out
Yeah,
of
you
you.
just get beat up. You know what I'm saying? You'll be cool. Just get like 2 black eyes, some missing teeth. But you gonna be able to work with that with them 2 black eyes, man. You know what I'm saying? Get a swollen head. But we ain't gonna put you to death. But Esau, that's what he does. He pushes the limit, you know, to the point of where he's transgression against the Most High, because he's an oppressor.
Yeah.
You see what I mean?
Yeah. God.
He's a devil, man. It's more than just oppression, because we're gonna righteously oppress the nation, but he's a transgressor.
Yep.
He goes to the limit. He passes the limit to the point where he doesn't even care what the Most High had to say about how he should maneuver. He said, "No, I'm gonna go there. I'm gonna do that." You know. It says, and he had, Salaki, verse 16 says, "He causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their forehead, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name."
That's right, man. The name of the beast. Okay, the mark mean the number of the beast, which is this man's system. Okay, you got the universal product code, okay, which equals 666, which 666 it goes into man basically. And that's the number that this devil equates his system to, man.
Yeah.
Okay, like what was this guy's name? Jared Kushner or some shit. Was he supposed to have been Trump's son-in-law or some shit? They had the 66 building in like Manhattan or some shit like that. You know, just like little things like that. But ultimately speaking, this man's system is set up under the cause of this new world order. Okay, and he's gonna cause you people through first, he's gonna make it seem like it's optional. Then he's gonna coerce you into it, which is passively aggressively forcing you to do something by taking away your rights and your livelihoods. And then it's gonna come to the point that he's gonna threaten you with death. And it's the reason why you saints out there, you brothers and you few sisters that watch, you gotta get in your mindset and ask yourself, are you really ready to die for this thing? Because it ain't gonna be just some, well, I ain't gonna take it. Fuck it. All right, well, have a nice day. Plan for yourself. Some aspects, but In our predicament, man, they know that we're the opposing force for them getting that new world order up. So they're gonna come with ultimately austerity measures when it comes to people like us. And the first thing they're gonna do is threaten you with bullying you and beating you up, throwing you in prison, putting you in the worst predicaments, putting you in max prison with a bunch of straight up child molesters, man. I'm talking about some of the most detestable people you can think about. It ain't gonna be just a peaceful no. No, man, they're gonna try to put your back into the wall. And that's when your faith and your belief in this faith and this understanding will have to come in effect. Okay? Like the scriptures that say, man, hey, if you don't have any faith, then you ain't gonna be defended in that day. So you gotta count the cost. Are you really willing to give your life for Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai? And that's easier said than done. And you don't even have to answer the question now. But as time progresses, think about it, man. Am I really ready to be a martyr for this thing? Because it's gonna come down to life and death. This is this man's last go around, his final hoorah, and he's not gonna let this kingdom go without a fight. And he's gonna bring the fight to us, brothers. That's why we gotta be spiritually and mentally equipped for this thing, man. Hoping in miracles and spiritual power. Okay? And the Lord delivering us out of situations, man. That's the only way out. That's the only way out, man. Cause this shit finna turn up, brothers. We ain't got too much long left, man. These videos, get it while y'all can.
That's right.
Because in a little while, this video, they're gonna shut all our pages down. All of them. All right?
That's right. We got Revelation 14.
Go ahead.
In verse 9 it says, and the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, any man worship the beast in his image, and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of the Most High. And that shows you that this is an action that invokes the Lord's anger. He's not pleased with it. So the elect is viewing it from the aspect of not taking it because our duty is to please the Most High. But most people, they don't have that wherewithal in them. So they don't care about incurring the wrath of the Heavenly Father. Anything they do now, they don't care about it. So that's how they know they're going to take it and be destroyed anyway. We get fucking destroyed. So only the elect will read this and fear not to take it. The average nigga, like, he don't care. A blunt means more to him than that. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And by default, that last part you read in 14, when it goes into who received the mark or worship the image or all those above, when you take the M-A-R-K, that equates the above. So when you take the MOTB, you by default, you're worshiping the image, you're bowing down to it. Okay?
Right.
Ain't no choice. If you take the M-A-R-K, you are already, like when you do the test, you got A, B, C, and D, all the above. You all the above. If you take D, by default, you're already missile food, man.
That's right.
Okay?
It says, the same shall drink the wine of the wrath of the Most High, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation.
All drink, no chaser. All drink. You taking the whole fifth of Casamigos to the head. You taking the whole fifth of Skull to the head, man. You ain't putting no water in that shit, man. You gonna taste them nuclear missiles.
You gonna feel the full anger of the Most High. That's what that represents. His full anger. Because you got situations like where you might not be fully angry and somebody feels that wrath from you. They only get a portion of your anger. But this is the Most High's full anger being poured out upon these people that take this. And like it goes back to, like we've been saying, it ties into your actions now. How the Most High views you now. What you've been doing for your whole life all the way up until that point. You've been nothing but a fucking abomination. That's why when you take it in that time, that's the Lord fulfilling and judging you for all of that. Judging you for this life and your past life. Because you're a piece of shit, ultimately. These are the same people that's taking their kids to the story, drag time story reading in a fucking library, man. These are the same people right now that are going to take this, that are listening to Fuck Nigga Free in the club, turning up to that shit right now. After a global pandemic, you niggas are in the club right now on a Friday night, man.
With Keisha and her eyelashes.
And now you listening to the new Glorilla song that just came out, her new shit with Cardi B. Now you niggas, you're done. You can be the same ones that take because you're 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 blind right now. You have no idea what's going on. All right. So it says, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation, and he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. And how does that brimstone and fire, how is that manifest today? Nukes, okay? Because even Russia, he's giving high intensity nuclear warnings right now.
That's the spirit.
That's been the talk of the town for several months.
People leaving Russia because they talking about the draft, man.
Right.
People are flocking. They leaving that shit, man, because the people here, they not equipped for war, man. They're not equipped. All right, and Biden, not Biden, but basically, man, they like, look, Ukraine telling America, like, get your nukes ready. It's finna go there, and like we always said, the Third World War is not gonna go nuclear until the MOTB is established, but that's not gonna prevent them from putting all the chiefs or the Most High putting the puzzles in places, man.
Yeah.
It's gonna be rumors of wars all the way up until the war comes. So just because the MOTB is not mandated as we speak, that doesn't mean that the chips in place for World War III are not set up. Because it has to be. Because let's just say they didn't start talking this bullshit until after the MOTB was established. And we got to wait a whole nother time. We got to wait for more conflict. No, it makes sense that the Lord is already building it up. So when that prophecy comes to pass and then a global economic collapse comes, they'll already be justified. Europe already ready to say, fuck America, man. Okay, because due to the sanctions America is putting on Russia, that's fucking with the European nations now, man. So they already ready to shoot missiles on your ass. All right? Yep, if you got any more, bro, go ahead. If not, close us out.
No, that's it on that.
We'll close us out.
Giving all praise to
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash.
Hopefully this was edifying to you, brothers. We're going to close out. Say shalom.
Shalom, Baba Ball. Shalom.
Baba Ball.